Arizona, land of blue skies, of great spaces, land of the painted desert, land of nature's masterpiece, the Grand Canyon, and homeland of the Apache Indians. In 1863, Arizona was made a territory, but to the Apache, it was still the land of his forefathers. As the tide of civilization moved westward, the Apache saw the game which provided his food being killed or driven away. Strangers settling on his tribal land, his villages attacked without warning, and his people massacred by white renegades. When once they might have met as friends, now there was a deadly struggle between red man and white. From the White Mountain Apaches of the north to the Nedneys of the southwest, 6 tribes of redskins rose as one to resist the invasion. Fiercest of all was a tribe from the headwaters of the Gila River, led by their chief, Mangus Colorado. And with them, a young warrior with the Indian name Gopia, a name later changed in the heat of battle to one which was for many years to strike terror to every part of the great Southwest, Geronimo. When their leader was treacherously killed after surrendering, Geronimo was chosen tribal war chief. He embarked on a war of vengeance without parallel in history, despite the efforts of the armies of 2 nations to capture it. But despite wars and rumors of war, brave settlers came to make their home.
It's coming along pretty good, Ann.
Sure is, Frank. Go on, kill us.
No kill. Want food.
They didn't harm us. They were hungry.
Did you see which way that redskin went?
Down that draw.
to talk to you. Sit down. You're Apache. You're a warrior. A brave. What is your name?
Perico.
Perico. That's the name of Geronimo's brother. You are too young.
Me son, Geronimo.
Geronimo's family was killed below the border in '58.
Not all. When soldiers come Indian camp, they burn teepees, kill squaws, and children. Only one boy, Perico, escaped to Rio. This boy traveled for many sons. He find tribe of Nedni Apaches. 4 times he go with warriors on warpath. Then council say, Perico is warrior.
Where is Geronimo, your father?
Many would like to know that.
A white father in Washington wishes to be at peace with his red brothers. He will give you food and land if you will leave the warpath.
Our chief, Mangus Coloradus, has made promise like that. He made peace. White man killed him.
That is true. The men who did this have been punished.
That did not give our chief his life again. White men's promises are false. All white men are bad.
Are all Indians bad?
No.
Neither are all white men. We must band together against the bad of both sides.
White men always break treaty.
Treaties have been broken by both sides. Tell your friends to be careful.
You send soldiers wrong way. Why?
They would have shot you. I want to be your friend.
No. Organize.
Those Indians give you any trouble?
No, all they wanted was food.
My name is Scott. Jim Scott.
Howdy, Mr. Scott. I'm Frank Baker.
Frank?
This is my sister Ann.
How do, Miss Ann?
We thought we'd make our home here and have a ranch. But with Geronimo on the warpath, I don't know if we can stick it out.
Well, that's what's holding up the growth of all this territory.
What does that mean?
Another Indian attack somewhere. Why don't you and your sister go to that stockade they built just west of here?
You want to?
Not till we have to.
That might be too late, Miss Ann.
Ammunition. Let me have some, will you, Mr. Rankin?
Sorry, I have only enough for myself. Nothing?
Well, start shooting if you got any use for the hound you had.
What are you doing in my wagon?
How'd I know it was yours?
Well, you know it now. Get. I told you to get going.
Sergeant tells me there's a general Indian uprising. He wants you to get your wagons to the stockade west of here.
Everybody to your wagons and get ready to roll. Come on, come on. Hurry it up. Well, come on, come on.
Oh, dry up, you goat.
This fella Hardy had a wagon that was standing right there.
One thing for sure, the Indians didn't get close enough to steal it.
You know, that's what I was thinking.
This man was shot at close range. He got powder marks on him.
Well, he had a valuable load. He was going to open up a store.
Looks like somebody in the caravan stole it. There's no chance now to check on who's missing.
Seems like I've seen you somewhere before in a cavalry uniform.
Maybe you did.
What'd you do, desert or get kicked out?
I'll tell you about it later. Take care of him. I'm going to follow those tracks.
Hey, you two, give me a hand.
Are you a lawman?
Yes, but not the way you mean it.
Then what?
I'm a lawyer. I came west with a gun and a law book.
I intend to make a fortune. I'm not particular how I do it.
What do you want with me?
You seem to have a pretty good business. How about taking on a partner?
I don't know about that.
I know a lot about you, considering the short time we've been acquainted.
I already got some partners.
Well, let's talk it over with them.
Here come my partners.
Get in the wagon. Indians heading this way.
Then what? Geronimo! Pitch it. Middle.
Will Rankin be able to take over command of the outlaws? Can anything stop these wild, vengeful Apache raids? Don't miss Running the Gauntlet, the second thrilling chapter of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Rico slyly agrees to Ann Baker's request to send her and her brother to the stockade, while Jim Scott fights his way to join the besieged settlers.
Better get inside.
I'll be all right, thanks to you.
He didn't do it all.
Where can I find a rifle? You won't need one for a while.
I'm anxious to get back and see if our cabin's safe. You reckon we could hire a couple of horses?
You and your sister take ours. Tulsa and I'll round up a couple of Indian ponies.
If you think I'm going to ride a dat-burned, flea-bitten Apache Mustang, you're wrong.
Dig up another.
Dig up another, he said. Not even got a shovel.
Tulsa and I'll ride along with you. 2 more guns might come in handy.
We're very grateful to you both.
Come on, sis, you better get up and ride. fast.
Yeah, trick I learned in my old Russian days. Now, you didn't tell me how far you trailed Hardy's wagon after he was killed.
I followed it up the canyon with the track sled. There's a man riding alongside. Very well dressed and on a good horse.
Sounds like the one who joined up with us in Fort Smith. Claimed to be a lawyer, kind of uppity like. What then?
They were attacked by Indians. A party of white men came along and broke up the attack. The Indians headed my way, so I hauled out. Last time I saw the wagon, it was headed up the canyon.
You know, I owned a half interest in the goods Hardy was carrying. With him gone, they're all mine. And I aim to find that wagon.
I'd like to help you. I promised the Bakers we'd ride along with them. Their spread isn't far from the canyon.
You don't care what you do with my time, do you?
This here's Rance Rankin. He aims to join us.
Howdy. Ace made an understatement. What he meant is I intend to lead you to our mutual benefit.
You talk big on short acquaintance. I don't like this, Ace.
Let's listen to him, Bat.
How do we know he ain't the law? Come to find us and turn us in.
We don't, but we can find out.
All right. Let's find out right now.
It's easy to see why you're just a penny ante outlaw.
Boy, come on, take it easy. Take it easy.
You wouldn't talk so big if you didn't have the drop on me.
Now you talk.
You don't show much sense giving your gun away like that. Now get on your horse and ride.
So you can shoot me in the back? You're not so fast with your gun. Are you any better with your fists?
Why don't you try me?
I will. If I can't whip you, I'll leave.
Why don't you stand still?
All right, let's get down to business. You all know how many wagon trains are attacking Apache territory.
I'll let the cavalry stop that.
We don't want it stopped. All the Indians take is food, guns, and ammunition. There's thousands of dollars of valuable goods left to rot.
That's right, left for anybody to take.
Not for anybody, for us.
What do we want with it?
That's what I'm coming to. My idea is to start a chain of stores along the southern overland trail. We sell the goods to the settlers and to the caravans that get through.
Oh, the Indians do the fighting for us.
And we do the collecting. If we run short of goods, we steal back what we sold.
Well, there's no harm in giving it a try.
I have another bit of useful information. The Butterfield stage was routed north during the war. I have it straight, it's coming through this territory again.
Well, that ought to give us some rich pickings.
The stages carry gold from California and cash to the banks out there. As Ace says, it's ripe for the picking.
Sounds good to me.
You can count me in.
I've saved the best for last. I'm a lawyer. If any of you get into a jam with the law, I know all the angles to get you out. We understand one another? All right, let's get organized.
I'm looking for Frank Baker. I'm Baker. What can I do for you?
My name's Hudson. I represent the Butterfield stage line.
This is Ann Baker, my sister. Jim Scott in Tulsa.
Howdy.
We want a relay station in this district. Would you be interested in handling it for us?
We'd help get the ranch started, Frank.
That'd mean a lot more work for you, too.
I don't mind.
You'll need some help. How about your friends here?
No thanks. I'm fairly busy.
He sure is. But nobody knows what he's up to. Hey, I'll take a job on my own terms.
What are they?
Time off whenever I want it, and no questions asked.
You're hired.
Won't you come inside? I'm sure I can find some food.
Thanks.
Save some for me. I'll be back for you.
The fury of the Indian attacks increased. Swift raids which kept the small force of cavalry always on the move and always too late. Cleverly planned by the great war chief of the Apaches, Geronimo. A campaign of terror and vengeance. And like an evil wraith appearing from nowhere, the warrior who calls himself the son of Geronimo.
Finish their work. We don't want any witnesses. All right, men.
Hey, give me a lift. You'd better drive. Come up here. Perico, remember, you sent soldiers wrong way.
I made a mistake.
Perico will give you a chance.
The only chance I want is to talk to Geronimo.
No. Give chance, same you give Perico.
You kill white men because you're afraid of him.
Look, walk!
What exciting adventure lies ahead for Tulsa? Has somebody dared attack the outlaw hideout? Don't fail to see Stampede, the third exciting chapter of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Attempting to establish a peace treaty with the Apaches, Jim Scott is captured by Perico, the young warrior who claims to be the son of Geronimo.
Am I glad to see you? You're the one who drove off the Indians?
Well, somebody had to. I figured you were in trouble the minute I seen that horse.
I brought you out this way, Tulsa.
Let's talk about that as soon as we put some distance between us and that camp back there.
Good idea. Maybe you were looking for the wagon stolen from the caravan.
Maybe I was. I owned a half interest in it. With Hardy dead, it's mine now.
Just before the Indians jumped me, I saw a couple of wagons being driven away from here.
Oh, probably some settlers passing through.
The settlers would stick to the trail. These wagons were heading up into the rock country.
Well, trailing them might lead to mine.
Yeah? Maybe it would.
Well, stop gabbing and lead the way.
Let's go.
There's a couple of riders headed this way from the valley. If they're looking for trouble, they'll find it. Come on, men, mount up! All right, come on, let's go! Wonder who they are.
Well, they sure don't want visitors.
Probably got a hideout up there.
I'll bet you that's where my wife...
Keep down. Get going. I'll cover you.
I got one. Let's make it a pair. Well, we scared them off. Well, are we going after them? No, we're not. We'd have got them if you didn't have two left hands. Well, they're liable to be back. Let them. We'll be ready for them. Come on.
Sure you're okay?
Oh, it ain't the first time I've been creased. Probably won't be the last. But what riles me is running away from a fight and not getting my wagon.
That wasn't a fight. We didn't even get started.
Well, by golly, I'm going back to get it.
You'd better bring the cavalry.
Cavalry? All they do is chase Geronimo and never get him.
Too bad those snoopers got away. They must have been looking for something.
Well, they wouldn't have if Bat hadn't knocked that rock loose.
He might have done it on purpose. He's always resented my taking over this outfit.
Oh, Bat wouldn't do a thing like that. He's always having accidents.
Well, maybe you could arrange for him to have one that's fatal.
Hey, Dar. It's time for you to relieve Cliff up at the lookout.
Right.
I hear the Butterfield stage is definitely coming through here again. They'll have a new relay station on the Gila River Trail.
Well, that'll be right handy. Those stages should give us a nice income.
Enough to start a string of stores. Then we can start selling this stuff we've been collecting.
And plenty more where that came from.
Providing the Apaches don't get to it first. That'll be your job.
How's it look?
Wonderful, Frank.
You're really in business. I'll believe that when I see the first stage arrive.
You won't have to wait long. Here it comes now.
Welcome to Cactus Flat.
How was the run?
There's Indian trouble east of here.
Sure it wasn't white renegade trouble.
I have another name for him. We passed what was left of a wagon train near Gopher Wells and the ruins of a ranch about an hour's ride back.
Them redskins must be heading this way.
That's what I was thinking. I got a box of money bound for Frisco.
A couple of us will ride with you to Painted Fork. That'll get you through the worst part of the country.
Well, there goes one prize the Apaches missed.
Let's make sure.
How?
The nearest Apache camp is Perico's. Let's see what he's up to.
All right.
Not a trace of them.
Land at the stage, or we'd have seen them.
Unless they took another trail further west.
Here she comes, just as advertised.
Hey, look. Apaches. Let's get into this.
Not yet. Let them do the rough work, like Rankin said. Search the coach.
They never had a chance, Jim. The Apaches were too much for them.
There are others here beside Apaches. Indians don't shoe their horses.
I'll bet that's the same bunch that stole my wagon.
They got the strong box, too. We know where they'll go.
Remember what happened there last time, Jim?
We'll have help this time.
Hold it! Head for the rocks.
Perico's attacks to become even bolder? Will the outlaws and the Apaches band together against the settlers? Be sure to see Apache Allies, the fourth action chapter of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Jim and Tulsa pursue the Indians and outlaws who attacked and robbed the stage. As a detachment of cavalry arrives, Jim and Tulsa trail Perico.
Where'd that Apache bullet catch you, Tulsa?
It didn't. I was just ducking their shots, and I reckon I ducked a mite too far and fell off, that's all.
I was hoping to have another powwow with Perico, who calls himself the Son of Geronimo.
How are you going to do that when the whole U.S. Army couldn't corral him?
Well, the Army helped us corral those white renegades, didn't they?
Well, we better double back and lend him a hand. There's to be about 6 of them holed up in them rock up there.
6 of them in the strong box they stole from that stage.
Well, at this rate, none of us will ever get close enough to even smell that money.
I'm gonna try. Tulsa, you keep me covered.
Right.
How you fix for cartridges?
I'm running low.
You better ease out. Grab the strong box. It's gone! Gone? It can't be. You had it. Come on.
Hit for the horses.
Them's the buzzards that stole my wagon.
We're the ones who recovered the strong box.
Huh? Well, I'll be doggone. How are you going to get it out of here?
We can get a rig at the relay station and haul it in tonight.
That's beating them at their own game. I reckon them buzzards are still trying to figure out where how it disappeared.
Let's get to our horses.
We were out of ammunition. There was nothing left to do but hightail it back here.
Without the strong box.
Well, maybe those two galoots that brought the cavalry in might know what become of it.
Did you recognize them?
One was an old coot that I've seen someplace before.
His part is considerable younger.
Yeah.
That could be Jim Scott. Nobody seems to know just what he is. The old man is called Tulsa. He does odd jobs around the relay station.
How did you know so much, Rankin?
I dropped by the relay station and learned that, among other things.
What else?
An Army supply wagon loaded with new rifles and ammunition is en route to Fort Nelson, along the old Spanish Trail. It has only a small escort.
By starting now, we could head off that wagon and get it up here by sundown.
Right.
And I'm going along to prevent any more mistakes.
Maybe Perico and his Indians will get a notion to rustle that wagon.
I hope you'll try. The outcome should be most interesting.
Geronimo!
Too late. They've already got the army wagon.
I think we can handle the situation.
With empty guns?
The Apaches don't know that. We use the only weapon we have left, bluff. Which one is Perico?
The one driving the wagon.
I've heard many stories about the bravery of the son of the famous Geronimo. We come as friends. We show our weapons only to protect ourselves.
If you come as friends, you not need weapon.
Put down your guns. We are fighting the settlers and the soldiers the same as you are. There's no reason for us to fight each other. Let's make a treaty between us. Come to my camp and we'll talk it over as friends.
Huh?
Every day, wagons come from the east. They carry rich goods, things we both can use. We will help you attack them. Then you can take what you want from them. We will take what you don't want.
Indian need more rifles, bullets to shoot, food.
You will have all that and more. We will help you get it. We will fight together as brothers.
We fight together, not as brothers. Our treaty only good until white man breaks, as he break all others.
That suits me, because we will never break it. If I had a pipe of peace, we would smoke to it.
Apache not use peace pipe. Not bad. The Indians do all the work and we take all the loot.
Shut up. You want them to hear you?
Ace, bring our friends some rifles and cartridges.
Go.
There is another way we may become rich. The stage lines are running again and carrying many valuables.
I thought you were Jim Scott in Tulsa. I've been waiting supper for all of you.
Where'd they go?
They took the rig to bring in the strong box.
Good. I'll be in as soon as I unhitch the team.
Frank, can't that wait? I've warmed things up twice already.
All right, sis, let's eat.
That was right careless leaving that load unguarded.
We can use it.
Let's lead the wagons down the road a ways, then get our horses.
That's Frank's wagon.
Well, it don't belong out here on the road.
the stage line be able to survive these continued attacks by the Apaches? Is Tulsa also to become a victim of the Indians? Don't fail to see Indian Ambush, the 5th smashing chapter of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Two renegades attempt to steal a wagon from the Baker Ranch. Jim and Tulsa, returning with the stolen strongbox, discover them and...
Chased one of them varmints, but couldn't get close enough to take a shot at him.
Well, I was close enough to one of them, but the wagon went into a draw.
Where was you?
On the wagon.
Get killed? I always did like that joke, you know.
Whoa, baby.
Get up.
Are we in for more trouble from the raiders?
I think it was just a couple of petty outlaws.
What were they after?
Probably wanted a wagon to make tracks for California.
They'll stay right here if I see him again, under 6 feet of good sod.
You're staying here tonight?
Yeah, Frank. I want to meet the morning stage.
Expecting visitors?
A little personal business.
I never saw a man whose business was so dad-burn personal. I'm turning in.
Good idea.
Thanks for bringing in the strongbox.
Sounds like stage is having trouble.
And get some extra ammunition.
Let's get to our horses.
Let's go.
happen to be Jim Scott.
That's right, sir.
I'm Colonel Foster.
Colonel?
I'd like to have a talk with you.
Suppose you join me for breakfast. I'm sure Miss Baker has it ready.
Gladly.
Take them away. My guard was shot off about a half-mile down the road from where you found us.
I'll send a man down to check on it.
Hank!
Hank, ride back down the road a ways and check on what happened to our guard. Zeke will tell you where to look.
You know that sharp turn just below Willow Springs? It's just beyond there a piece.
Ah, this certainly looks wonderful, Miss Baker.
I'll guarantee it, Colonel.
Your early morning excitement has given you good appetite.
He's the third guard I've lost in a month.
Well, you ought to carry more than one guard when you're carrying valuables.
Ain't carrying nothing but the three you saw get off.
Hey, one of them looked like a colonel.
He ought to. He is a colonel. Come from Washington. Agent back at Deming told me he was carrying important orders to Fort Bowie.
Yeah? That's just probably a lot of talk.
Maybe not. There's a rumor that the government's going to make peace with Geronimo so it can clean up the outlaws. They're getting worse than the Apaches.
Have you been able to contact Geronimo?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, don't be discouraged. The armies of the United States and Mexico haven't been able to do so either.
I've located a young Apache who claims to be his son. Calls himself Perico. I'm hoping he'll lead me to Geronimo.
Well, tell me about him.
Well, I've done this trail for some time. I picked him up one day when a couple of troopers were chasing him. I saw which way he went. Sent the troopers on a false trail, and then chased Perico. When I couldn't see him on the trail ahead, I figured he had gone into ambush. Luckily, I figured correctly. He was really laying for me. And if I hadn't moved fast, I wouldn't be here telling you about it. He told me how he escaped a massacre in '58 when Geronimo's family was supposed to have been wiped out.
That's news.
You see, I thought I was gaining his confidence, but some of his braves showed up and he went away with them. We've had several contacts since then. Mostly hostile.
Well, Scott, you've made a good start, so keep on. I'm going to Fort Bowie for staff meetings. I've got some new orders from Washington. I think you better go along with me.
All right, Colonel. I'll join you on the stage. This is quite a pleasant surprise, eh?
I'm going to Cactus to do some shopping.
Be sure and catch the first stage back. All right, Zeke, take it away.
It's the guard from the morning stage who was shot by the Indians.
Well, let's get him inside.
Wait, I got something to tell you. It's important.
What is it?
Indians, big bunch headed south.
To attack the stage again?
You take care of him. I'll see if I can overtake the stage.
I'll get on.
The Indians are after the stage.
Stage is safe. We just passed it. You look as if you could stand a bath.
Oh, that's only outside. On the inside, I'm even drier.
We'll get you back to the station.
You better keep your eye on that stage. There's more than Indians interested in it.
You got any news?
Yeah, Race. Is he here?
They're all up to hideout.
Be careful nobody trails you.
They're too busy down at the station worrying about Fort Bowie to worry about me.
You have some news? What's happened?
What is it, man?
Well, there's trouble brewing. There's an officer being sent out from Washington with orders to wipe out all outlaws.
I take it that officer's on his way to Fort Bowie.
And the state's coming in now.
Well, the answer's simple. Those orders mustn't reach Fort Bowie.
How do you aim to stop?
That's easy. If the stagecoach doesn't get there, the passengers won't either. Finley? Did you bury that blasting gelatin we took off the ammunition wagon?
Yeah, it's safe.
Dig up some of it and set a charge at Devil Canyon Bridge.
Right.
Get ready to move out.
What will come of Dat's growing resentment against Rankin? Will Perico wipe out the Baker relay station? See what happens in Trapped by Fire, Chapter 6 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Rankin learns that an army officer is bringing orders to wage war on the outlaws. He and his renegades plot to destroy the stage and all on it.
You all right, Ed?
I think so.
Let's make our way towards those rocks.
Good idea, Scott.
The stage won't get to Fort Boy.
Neither will the people in it, which is more important.
Let's get Cliff and Finley get out of here.
Look there.
Come on.
There's 3 people down the bank below the road. One of them's the cavalry colonel we're after.
Well, we don't want any survivors. Bentley, you stay here with the horses.
Right.
Cover your base.
How you fix the shells, Scott? I'm out.
Let's throw rocks down on them. That is safer than going down there after them, isn't it?
Take a couple of the boys. Work your way around behind them.
Why should these outlaws be so anxious to kill us?
Perhaps they found out the colonel has orders to wipe them out.
I sure give a lot for a troop of cavalry right now.
How much, Colonel?
Cavalry.
Let's get out of here.
Scott, you don't happen to have second sight, do you?
No, sir. I just heard them and hope for the best.
Sergeant, you were never more welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Tulsa, one of these outlaws looked a lot like a man working at the stage station.
Yeah?
Check on him when you get back.
Aren't you going there?
I'm going to Fort Boy with Colonel Foster. I'll be back soon.
I've still got that shopping to do.
You'll have an escort now.
Those people should never have escaped from the stage. This Jim Scott's becoming a menace to our future.
Why don't you let Perico take care of him?
He hasn't had any more luck than we had. I've allowed myself to be influenced by your desire for direct action. It's all you know, and it's no good. We've got to be smarter.
You got any big ideas?
Yes, I have. I'll close the deal for that store at Three Oaks. It'll be the first of our chain, and I'll open a law office as part of it. Bat, don't go back to the Baker place. Somebody's sure to recognize you.
Now, wait a minute. I did a lot of good there. Didn't I find that colonel for you?
You heard me. That's an order. Send a wagon load of goods to Three Oaks tomorrow.
He's been using us. Now he's gonna ditch us and go his own way.
Could be. We'll see.
We'd better look out for ourselves. I'm going back that stage station in spite of what he said.
I don't see any harm in that.
Of course you don't. There ain't none. And we better do like we used to do. Find out about things, then go take care of them. Look, better have Cliff check with me tomorrow. Might have something good. Where have you been? Over to Gila Bend. I ran out of money.
You ought to keep it in the bank.
I will, when you open one.
We got a new neighbor over at Three Oaks.
What kind?
Fella from the east. He bought the store over there, hung up a lawyer's shingle.
We can use some more law around here.
We brought as much stuff as we could.
Good. Start unloading. We'll be in business.
Right. I see you did your shopping, sis.
Yes, but I almost didn't make it.
I know, Tulsa told me.
Did you find the man Jim Scott told us about? I've some more packages in the stage.
I'll get them.
Come over here, I've something to tell you. Jim recognized one of the outlaws. He's our new man.
What's he want us to do?
Lock him up till Jim gets here.
We got a job to do, Tulsa.
Give me the bundles. I'll take care of them.
Get loose from that.
What is it?
Jim Scott will explain that when he gets here.
Jim Scott? Well, I don't even know him.
No, but he knows you, and that's enough. We'll lock him up in the shed.
Now get walking. Now get over there.
Watch him, Hank. Let's get the stage on its way.
What's the hurry?
I'm looking for Ace. I got some news for him.
He's up at the hideout. What is it?
I reckon Ace will tell you.
Listen, Cliff, if you're smart, you'll play along with me.
Maybe you're right. Bat went back to the relay station.
Against my orders.
They got him locked up.
They'll make him talk, and that'll be the finish of all of us.
What can we do?
This time I'll handle it. You'll find Perico and his Indians near Dead Man's Butte. Tell Perico to raid the Baker station.
I'll ride along with him, just to make sure of Bat.
No, you bring him here. I'll settle with him and then with Ace. Now get going.
this. Come on, I've got rifles inside.
No.
What will happen when Rankin and Dat meet again? Will Rankin be able to hold his leadership of the outlaws? For the amazing answers, see A Sinister Scheme, Chapter 7 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Rico and his Apaches attack the relay station and rescue the outlaw, Bat. Meanwhile, Jim Scott is on his way back from Fort Bowie.
It's a cavalry horse. Looks like Jim's.
Hey, look. Now, what have you been up to?
Rico and a party of braves tried to trap me in a grass fire.
They also attacked the relay station.
What were they after?
That outlaw we were holding captive. The Apaches helped him get away.
It means the Apaches and outlaws have joined forces.
Well, one of the white outlaws was with them.
Let's get back.
Thank you for helping me out of that jam at the relay station, Rankin.
I suppose you told him everything you know.
You think I'm loco?
You wouldn't have to be loco, just scared.
Look, I wasn't that scared. You know me better than that.
All I know is you disobeyed my orders.
Going back to that relay station wasn't my idea. It was Ace's.
You've been getting your ideas from the wrong place, Pat. I might have to do something about you.
I think I'll go back to the hideout.
I was just about to suggest that. Let's all go. Rattlesnake around here someplace.
Oh, I don't hear any.
Well, my horse didn't act up for nothing. Look around. There it is.
Oh, you shot him.
I had to. You saw him pull a gun on me, didn't you?
I thought he was pulling on the rattler.
A wise man believes what he sees, not what he thinks. Get his horse.
Bat's horse?
Bat won't be needing him. He had an accident.
What kind of an accident?
Seems he didn't like the way I was running this outfit. I was forced to shoot him in self-defense.
Too bad Bat isn't around to tell his side of it.
He told me plenty. Nobody ordered you to send him back to that relay station, Ace.
Nobody had to. I figured we could learn the movements of those stages and wagon trains firsthand.
You didn't figure he'd be captured. I was forced to use the Indians to rescue him.
We got nothing to worry about.
Nothing except what he might have told them.
Bat wouldn't do that.
I think he would, and I'm going to find out.
Rankin don't seem to like your ideas, Ace.
That works two ways. I don't like his story about Bat.
Think maybe he lied?
Cliff ought to know. What really happened between those two?
Well, Rankin claimed he heard a rattlesnake. They both went for their guns, and Bat got shot.
All we've got is Rankin's word it was an accident.
Well, that ain't good enough for me.
Hey, Jim, who's this coming?
See him before Tulsa?
I sure did. He was traveling with our wagon train the time Hardy's rig was stolen.
It's about when I first saw him. Let's see what he wants.
Did you come west with a wagon train recently?
Yes, I did.
My name's Tulsa. I was wagon boss of that train.
Of course, I remember you now.
Then you remember Jed Hardy, my partner. Somebody murdered him and stole his rig during that Indian attack.
That seems to be a common ailment in this territory. Do you know who was responsible?
No, but was kind of hoping maybe you do.
Especially since I followed the tracks of that wagon and spotted you riding with it.
Now, just who are you, mister?
I'm not the outlaw you think. I'm Rance Rankin, a lawyer. I came west to contribute my share toward the growth of this new land.
Maybe you'd better explain what you were contributing while that wagon train was under attack.
I'll do better than that. I think I can describe the man you're looking for.
Well, start describing.
Well, on the day you mentioned, we were all pretty busy fighting Apaches. Then people began yelling the cavalry was coming, and we knew we were saved. I was checking over my horse for possible injury, and I heard a shot close by. I was just in time to see your friend Hardy killed by a stranger. I later knew him as Ace Devlin. Before I could act, Devlin had climbed on the wagon and was driving off. I realized it was my duty to try and overtake this murderer and recover Hardy's property. Ace Devlin wasted no time in heading for the back country. I trailed him, curious to see where he'd go. I overtook the wagon and ordered the driver to stop. Ace had other ideas, but I didn't give him much chance to use them. I explained what I knew about him. Devlin realized he was trapped. He confessed looting settlers' wagons and offered to lead me to a hiding place of a vast hoard of stolen goods. I agreed to go with him, planning to return the stuff to its rightful owners. Suddenly, we were attacked by a party of Indians. I transferred into the wagon, hoping we could outrun the Apaches. But they headed us off. Devlin and I were forced to rein in and make a stand. Just as the situation began to look hopeless, 5 white horsemen unexpectedly rode out of the hills. They made short work of driving off the Indians. It was then that I realized that Devlin had tricked me. The 5 men also were outlaws. They took me to a canyon hideout and kept me a prisoner. Just recently, I managed to escape.
Can you lead us to that hideout?
That would be useless. I sneaked back there myself and found the place deserted.
What brings you down this way, Rankin?
I bought the old store at Three Oaks. Set up a law office there, too. Just paying a friendly visit and perhaps drum up some trade.
We had a client for you, but he got away.
Who was that?
One of them outlaws.
Did he say anything that might lead you to the others?
He didn't have a chance to say anything.
Well, I'll be getting along. Drop in and see me.
We might do that.
You tell us pretty straight yarn.
As far as it goes. You ever been to Three Oaks, Tulsa?
Yeah, it ain't much of a place.
Maybe Rankin isn't much of a lawyer.
Well, he seems to be willing to help.
Where's Frank and his sister?
They're resting up. Too much excitement.
Let's take a ride.
Any special reason for it?
Maybe we can find one?
Don't look like there's anybody home.
Let's find out. Guess Rankin isn't here.
By jumping Jupiter! That's them!
What's them?
Them boxes! This is part of the stuff that's on Hardy's wagon.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I upload them boxes. And there's no mistaking them markers.
I wonder if Rankin knows he's dealing in stolen goods.
Well, he'll soon find out.
If Rankin is involved, you'll only put him on his guard.
Anyway, I'll get my stuff back.
It won't get us Hardy's killer. It's my guess the outlaws won't be too far away from the next caravan that moves into this area.
Well, there's a big caravan camped over on Medicine Creek.
I'm going to join that party before it gets into trouble.
There's a wagon train heading west across the flats.
Somebody better ride to Three Oaks and tell Rankin. Forget him. We're taking this prize ourselves.
Rankin's orders were for us to stay here.
I ran this outfit before we ever heard of Rankin.
Sure, Ace. Sure.
Anybody else got any wrong ideas?
What about that wagon train?
How big is it, Dar?
Too big. We'll need the Indians to help us.
We'll handle that caravan alone.
5 men can't take a caravan that size.
No? Get a keg of blasting powder, some picks and shovels. We'll be ready for that wagon train by the time it reaches Coyote Pass. Come on, you're wasting time.
Perico learn how Rankin has been tricking him? What do the outlaws hope to find in these stolen wagons? Be sure to see Prisoners of Perico, Chapter 8 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Jim joins a wagon train, which he believes the outlaws will raid. But the renegades have planned a new and startling method of attack, and...
Looks like only 4 of those wagons escaped the avalanche.
Well, that's the 4 we're going after.
Outlaws, take cover!
Take the wagons! Iguana, Ixina.
Howdy, Perico. What are you doing out this way?
Perico wants powwow.
Some other time. We're in a hurry.
You take wagon, no good.
Well, what about it?
Perico want Indian share.
Well, I sent a man out to your camp. There's nobody there.
Apache here now, take share.
Now, look, we did the work of dragging in this haul. This stuff's ours.
Your boss said we fight together, we share together.
Well, we was aiming to deliver 2 of these wagons to your camp, Perico, but as long as you're here, go ahead. Help yourself.
Huh? Bye, Illumina.
passing through, and I thought I'd stop by and pay my respects. Anything wrong?
You haven't seen Jim Scott, have you?
Why, no. Isn't he here?
Tulsa and I found his horse in Coyote Pass near the site of that avalanche.
What avalanche? When did this happen?
It didn't happen. It was called. Jim Scott joined up with the wagon train, hoping to catch sight of them outlaws. They blasted half of the mountain down on that wagon party.
Well, perhaps it was Indians.
Not unless Indian ponies taken wearing horseshoes. These were white renegades. They made off with several wagons and happened to escape the landslide.
But if those wagons got away, it's possible your friend Scott did, too.
Without taking his horse?
He wouldn't need a horse. He could conceal himself in one of those wagons.
Or was captured?
Well, I aim to find out.
I'm going along.
Let me join you.
Them wagons separated right here. Tracks lead off in two different directions.
We'd better separate then. You two follow the tracks on the right, and I'll try and find out where the others lead. Where's Ace?
He's up at camp.
Bring him here. I have reasons for not wanting to show myself.
What's it all about, Rankin?
That wagon train you ambushed at Coyote Pass. I didn't order you to attack it.
Well, that's what we're in business for, isn't it?
Not if Jim Scott can help it. He was riding with that caravan. Not a trace of him has been found.
Is that bad?
It could be if he stowed himself aboard one of those wagons. Have you unpacked him yet?
Well, no.
Well, get busy.
There's nobody in here. Nobody in here either. We wasted our time, Ace.
Scott may be in one of those wagons the Indians took.
That's his hard luck. The Redskins know what to do with him.
We'd better make sure they find him. Let's get our horses.
Hey, now!
Tell your people I mean no harm.
Men who mean no harm not hiding wagon.
I was hoping to reach the hideout of the outlaws who stole these wagons.
Why?
They attacked a caravan of helpless settlers. They are evil men.
Settlers. Settlers attack my people and steal land.
The men you call your white brothers are lying to you, Perico. It is they who mean to rob you, not the settlers.
They give us wagons filled with much wealth.
Only after you caught them and demanded your share. They were planning to cheat you.
That's not true.
And why were you running away from them?
Perico not listen to words of poison. Hang off! Hi-yo! On!
Them tracks are growing fresher by the mile.
It's the outlaws. What do you suppose they're up to?
Let's trail them and find out.
Jim Scott's partner, Tulsa, and that Baker kid from the relay station.
We'll soon change that.
Wait a minute. I got a better idea. Just keep riding and don't look back. They're headed for someplace beyond that brush fringe.
I think I know what it is. We'll go ahead on foot.
Good hunting, Perico.
Him hide in wagon.
Sure. That was part of his plan.
What plan?
Why, he and two of his pards worked out a plot to kill you and your people. Scott figured you'd find him in that wagon while the other two are creeping up on your camp.
He's lying, Perico. I plotted nothing.
Send out scouts. They'll show you who's lying. See, like I told you. There's your two plotters.
Plotters? What are you talking about?
As if you didn't know.
Pinikachi! Wanasahewa. Video.
We've done our job. Let's go.
Why not stick around and watch the fun?
I just can't stand seeing a man getting punished. Even when he's guilty.
Perico once thought might trust you. White enemy destroyed trust. Now Perico destroy white enemy.
Listen, Perico. I didn't know my friends were here. But I do know they didn't come here to harm you.
Perico have proof you lie.
That's what you think, then punish me for it. But let them go. They're innocent.
Geronimo.
Watch you not harm you. You're free to go.
Nazi!
Look out! You're heading for...
Follow Nazi!
Jim be able to escape from Perico's camp? Will the cavalry ruin Jim's plans by attacking the Apaches? For the stirring answers, see On the Warpath, Chapter 9 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. As Jim tries to make a treaty with Perico, Frank and Tulsa come in search of him. Seeing this, Ace persuades Perico that Jim has tried to trap him.
Well, nothing.
Glad you two are all right. Jim, look. Each of us take one of them. Come on.
When are we swapping horses with Indians?
That there's a long story.
I'll fix some coffee.
Here comes that lawyer feller.
Good afternoon.
Have a chair, Rankin.
Thank you. I understand the Indians have been on the rampage.
The outlaws got the Apaches back on the warpath.
Well, maybe the first job is to run down the outlaws.
We could make a good start at your digging it down at Three Oaks.
I don't see the connection.
You remember the Hardy wagon that disappeared when the wagon train was under attack?
Well, yes, I told you about that.
Yeah, but there's something you didn't tell us.
You see, Tulsa saw some of the goods from that wagon at your store.
Well, I'm glad to know that. I just bought the place.
Who from?
I don't know.
Well, that will take some explaining.
You see, I never met the owner. He's had his help running the store, and I paid the price to them in cash.
It's an odd way to deal, isn't it, Rankin?
No, it isn't. The owner will be at Three Oaks tomorrow morning to turn over the store.
We'd like to be there.
You're invited. I'll see you at Three Oaks in the morning.
You better wait for some coffee, Rankin.
No, thanks. I've got to get back.
It was the outlaws who tipped off Perico that you were near the camp.
You were right. They are working with the Apaches.
That'll make it tougher to stop Perico.
Dart, take care of my horse, will you? Ace, that was nice work you did with the Apaches.
Yeah, we helped them catch those two from the relay station. Scott was already hogtied in camp when we got there.
You should have stuck around. Scott and the other two got away.
How'd they manage that?
I don't know. Don't take it so hard. It wasn't your fault. You've been doing good work. Time for a payoff.
Yeah, the boy's been asking about it.
Come to my office in the morning. I have a bundle of cash you can split with them. That ought to be enough cash to go around.
Yeah, I hope so.
Say, isn't that Jim Scott and his pals?
Yeah, that's them.
Maybe they're gunning for you.
I'm ready for them.
Now, wait a minute. That'll spoil our plans. They're not close enough to recognize you. You better ride for them. Go ahead. I'll cover you.
That's Ace Devlin. Or was.
That'll save the territory the cost of a hanging.
But it leaves us without the answers to a lot of questions.
That was the leader of the outlaws.
And we know that.
What you don't know is he claimed to be the owner of this place. When I recognized him, he drew on me and robbed the safe.
That accounts for the sack of money.
What'd you shoot him with, Rankin?
He made me drop my belt and gun. But I always carry another one here.
I reckon this is yours, Rankin.
It is, thanks. You mentioned some goods stolen from your partner's wagon.
Sitting in front of your store right now.
Well, you show me where it is, and I'll pay you for it. It's easy to see how it came here if Ace really owned this place.
Hadn't we better tell the marshal about Ace?
Yes. You might reach him at Cactus Flat.
What's wrong? Don't you believe Rankin's story?
I know Ace is dead. And I know Rankin shot him. But I don't believe the reason he gave for doing it.
What can we do about it?
Nothing yet, Frank. With Ace out of the way, I may be able to handle Perico. You give Tulsa a hand.
You're not going alone.
The only way I can get near him is when I am alone.
Kachia! Kachia!
You men without fear to ride where many braves wait.
Only man who comes to harm you has fear.
You come to speak?
Words of peace, not with gun.
Perico, listen to men without fear.
I will wait for your sign.
You eat with Perico. And tonight, when moon high in sky, Perico, listen to words you speak.
I'll take word to the men that Ace was killed by Jim Scott.
I'll handle that. I've got another job for you.
What is it?
I want you to bring Perico to the hideout.
Have we got a new deal with the Apaches?
We won't have any deal if Jim Scott gets to Perico first. He's been talking peace to the Indians. That won't be good for us.
Well, that won't be easy. I'll have to pick up the Redskins' trail.
Perico told me he was making a new camp in Hidden Valley.
I'll have him at the hideout tonight.
Good.
These white men you're dealing with are outlaws.
They do not shoot my people.
Because they use you to do their work. Not because they're your friends.
They give us guns, powder. They ask nothing from us.
They loot the wagons you attack. They take goods and open stores to sell them back to settlers.
White man has many ways to cheat.
As long as there are bad white men, there can be no peace between your people and mine.
Why your people not kill outlaws instead of Indians?
If I can talk with Geronimo for peace, we will wipe out the white outlaws.
Tomorrow when sun come up, Perico will give answer.
I hope it will bring peace to both our people.
Where's Perico?
Scott's at the Indian camp. He's got Perico talking peace.
Well, I know how to stop that. Ride to our Snake River cabin and bring all of our men.
Your soldiers come.
I know nothing about it.
Your words lie.
Perico, those men are not soldiers. They're outlaws.
White man lies.
Tulsa be able to hold on to his outlaw prisoner? Will Perico continue to aid Rankin despite all that has happened? Next week in this theater, see the plot unfold further in The Fight at Crystal Springs, Chapter 10 of Son of Geronimo. Rankin learns that Jim has persuaded Perico to talk peace. The outlaw chief sends his men, disguised as cavalry, to attack the Apache camp.
You shoot soldiers.
They're not soldiers. They're outlaws. Come, I'll show you. You see, he's one of the outlaws wearing a stolen uniform.
All white men kill my people.
He's one of the outlaws who pretended to be your friend. They were using you and your braves to do their fighting. Now they come to kill you. I'll take him with me and see that he's punished.
You go, he stay.
He's my captive. I shot him.
You fight for us, take him.
Thanks, Perico. I'll come back again. Then we'll talk peace.
There can be no peace.
Where could we find Crystal Springs?
About 10 miles southwest, near the edge of the hills.
Reckon we'll find it.
There's nothing there but a lot of pretty scenery.
We heard in El Paso that some wagon folks were fixing to meet there and set up camp.
That's fine.
I'm looking for a good lawyer.
Well, you've come to the right place. Did the raid come off all right?
Perico won't be making peace with anybody from now on.
What became of Jim Scott?
The last I saw, him and Perico was all tangled up.
Did we lose anybody?
A few. Edie and some of the boys from Snake River.
Well, that doesn't matter if we kept Perico from going peaceful.
We did that all right.
I want to talk to Perico.
What's he doing in that uniform?
The outlaws put them on and raided Perico's camp.
And you got caught in the middle.
Some good may come of it. Fix him up. Then we'll send him to Fort Bowie.
I'll deliver him all in one piece.
Frank around?
No, he and Ann rode over to Cactus Flats. Come along.
Giddy up, fire! General!
All right, men. Bring the cattle across.
news for you. There are many wagons in Crystal Springs. Plenty of guns and bullets.
My people no fight wagons.
Why not? You always have.
Indians fight. You steal wagons. No good.
I'll make a deal with you.
Huh?
I'll have my men raid the wagon camp. When they have it in trouble, you ride in and help.
Indians get all guns and powder?
You can have it all.
We come, Crystal Springs.
I just got word a wagon camp's going to be attacked by Apaches.
Where'd you hear that?
A half-breed came into the store and bought some ammunition. I started talking to him and got the information out of him before he knew he was giving it.
Comes of being a lawyer.
That outlaw will be in shape to travel this afternoon.
Have you been catching outlaws again?
Yeah.
Does he want a lawyer?
He started to say something about an Indian attack.
At Crystal Springs camp.
I can warn him on my way to Fort Boyd.
Good idea. I'll notify the cavalry.
You mind if I ride along?
Not at all. Let's get started.
Close up the circle. Tell him between them two wagons over there.
We're not going to unhitch. We might have to move in a hurry. I think I'll take a stretch. That's Edie. So the Indians didn't get him after all. There's no rush. We'll give him a hand later.
Howdy, stranger.
Are you the wagon master?
That's right. What's on your mind?
I come to tell you the Indians are going to attack.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right, I'll pass the word along. Hey, you, come here. Tell all the hands to keep their eyes open for Indians. Who's this you got there?
Outlaw I picked up. He's playing soldier. I'm taking him for a boy.
I hope they'll settle his hash. From what I hear, outlaws are getting worse than Apaches.
Hey, you got a place around here I can tie him up while I prospect for something to eat?
Sure, put him in one of the wagons. That one over there. I'll take your horses.
Come on. Now, get in there.
Don't I eat?
Depends on whether I do or not. Get in. Now, stick your hands out here.
comes Perico. It's time for us to get busy.
Hey, get 80. We'll cover you.
Indians! Indians!
All right, untie him. Come on, hurry it up.
Get them kids into the wagon! I order some more ammunition! Cavalry, let's grab some horses and haul out of here!
What is the reason for this frantic manhunt by the outlaws? Is the dangerous bat still alive after all? See the startling answers in A Midnight Marauder. Chapter 11, A Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Indians attack the Crystal Springs wagon camp while outlaws treacherously rise up within it. Jim and Tulsa battle to hold on to their outlaw prisoner.
Never thought we'd find you in one piece.
Our outlaw prisoner wasn't so lucky. That's too bad.
Yeah. Them settlers might have needed that wagon.
We better get back to the wagon camp. Those settlers may need our help. Where's your prisoner? We won't have to worry about him. You lost your wagon.
Well, at least we saved the camp.
Looks like we got back too late to help.
You men done your part.
Now that your troubles are all over, I suppose you'll be moving on.
Nope. Crystal Springs is just what we've been looking for. We aim to set up a permanent colony here.
What about the Indians?
We'll soon be strong enough to take care of them. And the outlaws, too.
I hope you're right.
If you ever need a smoker, you can reach Tulsa and me at the Butterfield relay station at Cactus Flat.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, we'd better get started if we want to get back before sundown.
Coming, Rankin?
No, I think I'll stay here and try and promote some business for my store and law office.
I'll pick up my horse.
What are you acting so scared about?
Somebody's been prowling around here while we was gone.
How do you know?
Why, there's fresh tracks all over the place.
Any of them up the canyon?
No.
Nobody knows of this hideout but the four of us.
And Edie.
He was killed in the fight at Crystal Springs.
And he won't do any talking about us.
You keep a double guard. If you see anything suspicious, shoot first and investigate later. I'll be at 3:00.
Right.
did you come from?
Howdy, Cliff.
I thought you was dead.
So did Rankin the day he pulled that gun on me. I've been hiding out waiting for my bullet wound to heal.
Then it was you that was prowling around the hideout.
I'm aiming to settle my account with Rankin.
You ain't gonna settle it, Bat.
No? You siding with Rankin?
Rankin's our meal ticket.
There's lots of ways of canceling out a meal ticket. What if I spill what I know to him to the right people?
You'd need a chance to do that, and yours just run out. Now get to your horse.
To you.
Bat was here. He slugged me and got away.
You're crazy. Bat's dead.
Yeah? Whatever he hit me with had plenty of life.
Are you sure it was him?
Yeah, I'm sure. He's the one that's been prowling around the hideout. I caught him trying to break into your store.
He knows enough about our operations to ruin all of us.
Yeah, and he'll tell it.
So get Dar and Finley. Round up the boys at Snake River Cabin. We're going on a manhunt till we find Bat dead or alive.
Put him in that wagon. Rankin. I wasn't expecting to see you back so soon again.
I'm trailing an escaped outlaw that was headed this way. Have you seen him?
Well, a fella stumbled into camp here a few minutes ago. He was plumb tuckered out.
He'll have more than that wrong with him before the law's finished. Where is he?
Maybe this ain't the same man.
It is if he's wearing a shirt that matches this.
Well, I reckon that's him, all right. But how do you know he's an outlaw?
He showed up at Three Oaks. I recognized him as one of the gang that's been raiding this area. Is that good enough?
Yep, but he's in no shape to travel now. He's unconscious.
Well, hold on to it. I'll be back.
All right. There's something back of this whole thing that I don't quite savvy. Tell Ned Jason to ride into the Cactus Plant relay station and get a hold of Jim Scott.
Which one of you is Jim Scott?
Well, I am.
Smokey sent me from our wagon camp in Crystal Springs to fetch you. He said it's important.
I'll follow as soon as I can saddle up.
I better go with you.
Where is Perico?
I'll find him.
I have a job for you, Perico.
Perico got jobs.
You're not too busy to hear this. That wagon party at Crystal Springs will take over this whole country unless you wipe them out.
Apache's already tried. Lose many braves when cavalry comes.
Well, why don't you send a war party to attack the cavalry while the rest of you move in on the wagon camp?
Perico need many warriors.
The son of Geronimo should know where to find them.
My father have large camp. I send message. Geronimo will fight cavalry.
We got here as soon as we could. What's the trouble, Smokey?
Well, I'm not sure there is any. I wanted you to identify an outlaw we're holding.
How'd you capture him?
We didn't. He just stumbled in the camp here and collapsed. We put him to bed in one of the wagons.
Are you sure he's an outlaw?
So your friend Rankin claims.
Rankin? What does he want?
That outlaw. I didn't care too much for his attitude, so I stalled him off long enough for you to get here.
Let's take a look at your outlaw.
Sure. Maybe he's rested enough by now to do some talking.
Geronimo! Indian! Grab your guns, men, and start shooting!
How's your ammunition supply? We've got enough stored in that powder house to wipe out the whole Apache Nation. If that's what they want.
We'll need it.
Get over there and bring back all you can carry.
Caused this midnight blast at the relay station? Is some mysterious force seeking to destroy both Jim and Rankin? You can't afford to miss Trapped in a Flaming Teepee. Chapter 12 of Son of Geronimo at this theater next week. Rankin again persuades Perico to attack the wagon camp. Meanwhile, Jim and Tulsa have come there to take charge of Bat, who is hiding in a wagon.
How's your ammunition supply?
We've got enough stored in that powder house to wipe out the whole Apache Nation. That's what they want.
We'll need it.
Get over there and bring back all you can carry.
That explosion sure scared them Indians off.
We didn't do your powder house any good.
Well, we can build another one. At least our camp is saved.
Tulsa and I happen to know the Apaches and outlaws are working together.
What are you getting at?
You're holding one of those outlaws. Maybe the Indians came after him.
Well, then somebody must have tipped him off.
Yeah, somebody like Rankin.
Let's see what your prisoner has to tell.
There he goes.
Next time you steal a horse, try to pick one that's hard of hearing.
You know this guy?
Yeah, we've seen him before. He usually travels with 5 or 6 other raiders of the same cut.
What brought you out this way alone?
I got nothing to say.
I'll keep him hogtied for a couple of days, Jim. Maybe that'll loosen his tongue.
Or bring on another raid.
What'll we do with him?
We'll take him to the relay station. Whoever else is mixed up in this is bound to show his hands sooner or later. Get going.
Yes, sir. I always said a renegade's just like an old mule. Too blind to see and too stubborn to admit it. Well, I once knew a man who sent Joe that...
Hello, Rankin.
Hi. I just came from Crystal Springs. Smokey told me where I'd find this man.
We figure he'd be safer here than at the wagon camp.
Did you learn anything from him?
Nothing we don't already know.
Well, maybe I'll have better luck. I'll take him off your hands.
Thanks. We're keeping him here until the circuit judge arrives from Santa Fe.
What circuit judge? You didn't...
I forgot to tell you, Tulsa.
If you're brought to trial, things may go hard with you.
I won't be alone.
You're going to need legal advice. I'm willing to represent you.
No, thanks. All I need is a gun.
You better keep him under close watch.
I intend to. We're not taking any chances until that judge gets here.
When will that circuit judge be here?
Perhaps tomorrow?
I'll be here the first thing in the morning.
highway about you sending for a circuit judge. You didn't send for no judge.
Rankin thinks I did.
Well, what'll happen tomorrow if he shows up for nothing?
I'm more interested in what's likely to happen tonight.
Got those explosives handy? We'll wait here with the horses.
They headed right back here to finish off that outlaw.
That's why I moved him to a safer place after Rankin left.
That means he's the only one could have sent those varmints here.
We'll soon find out. Frank, you keep an eye on our captive. We'll be back sometime after sunup.
Wait for me at the hideout.
I'll join you there after I report to Rankin.
Right.
Lieutenant,
You follow those two. I'll stay with the other one.
The job's done, Rankin.
Are you sure?
I'd hate to be in Bat's condition after what we did to that shed. Well, that's Jim Scott.
Yeah, he's followed you here.
Let's get rid of him.
No, give me your gun. We'll have to play along with him till I can get you out of here. Let me handle things. You came along at the right moment, Scott. I caught one of the outlaws trying to loot my store.
They all seem to loot your store, don't they, Rankin?
This time I was ready for them.
So was I. This one and two of his pards showed up at the relay station during the night. They wrecked the shed where we were holding that captured outlaw.
You mean they killed him?
I didn't wait to find out. I was curious to know who those renegades would report to.
Too bad the other two got away from you.
Maybe they didn't.
Meanwhile, maybe this man can tell us what he knows about the explosion that wrecked that relay station shed.
I didn't say anything about an explosion, Rankin. How'd you know that?
I didn't. Except my store was robbed last night. Box of explosives was broken into.
What else was taken?
Well, I haven't gone through the stock yet.
When you do, submit a complete report to the authorities at Fort Bowie. I'm taking this renegade there.
Good. I'll go with you. I'll take that box along as evidence.
That's the old coot from the relay station. He must have been trailing us.
Maybe someone else trailed Cliff.
We better ride to Three Oaks and find out.
Right.
Sounds like someone blasting. I wonder who'd be using explosives up here.
It's probably some old prospect.
Yeah, it could be.
I thought I heard thunder. You heard something, but it wasn't thunder. It came from over there. Let's take a look. Looks like Jim Scott has Rankin and Cliff in a jam. I'll fix that. Hey, look! Indians, look out!
Rankin, while I get our captive out of range.
Hey, Scott, where are we?
Rico's camp. Been captured by the Apaches.
You're lying. They wouldn't capture me. Perico and I...
What about you and Perico?
Nothing. Seems to be some sort of ceremony taking place. What's it all about?
Us?
Will the outlaw attacks on the relay station continue? What will become of Ann Baker, prisoner of the outlaws? See the thrilling answers in Jim Scott Tipped Fate, Chapter 13 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Jim and Rankin are captured by Apaches and taken to Perico's camp, where Tulsa is a prisoner. Now, as they await the return of the son of Geronimo,
The stake. Try to pull it up.
Inoka.
We didn't fight your braves. They attacked us.
We were on a mission of peace.
White men make peace with lies.
If I can talk to your father, Geronimo, there'll be an end to war between Indian and white men. Rankin, you can help convince Perico that we want to put an end to bloodshed.
You want peace?
Scott is right. There can be peace between our peoples.
Perico, take your message to Council of Chiefs. We'll bring you their answer.
That is well.
Perico is just and brave.
Can my friend go with us?
Inoka!
Now you go.
I'm riding out, Rusty. Keep an eye on him. I'm riding out, sis.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, Jim and Tulsa should have been back hours ago. I'm going to the cavalry camp and get some help to look for him.
How about our prisoner?
Rusty and Kirk will watch him.
Nobody asked you to come along, but since you're here, we'll take you with us.
Hey, Philly, grab a raise.
Suppose you're heading for the Baker place.
Yes, but there's no rush. Something I'd like to talk over with you, Rankin.
All right, what's on your mind, Scott?
You recognize this country?
Not especially. Am I supposed to?
That's right. It's near the outlaw hideout where you claim you were taken.
You don't believe I was?
I reckon you've been there. Maybe more than once.
What are you getting at, Scott?
I was just thinking. It might be a good time to raid the outlaws.
Just the three of us? Be suicide.
Oh, not with you along, Rankin. You had mighty good luck down in them outlaws, and nary a scratch to show for it.
I still say it's a crazy idea.
Sure it is. I wish we were able to try it. Maybe we are.
Probably outlaws.
Let's get out of here.
Got up a searching party, Jim. We were worried about you in Tulsa.
So were we, for a while.
This is our chance to raid the outlaw hideout.
They'll shoot me on sight.
If they do, it'll prove I was wrong. Coming, Rankin?
Now, keep your eye on her. We might need her. Don't do any smoking around this wagon. It's full of powder. If anybody's got anything to say for Rance Rankin, now's the time to speak your piece. All right, I'll say my piece, and here it is. Rance Rankin is a double-crossing polecat, and I can prove it. We do all the fighting, and he takes all the profit. And he guns down anybody that gets in his way, just like he gunned me. Now, does anybody think I'm lying and thinking that you can trust Rance Rankin?
We think you're telling us straight, Bat. Maybe Rankin done the same thing to Ace.
It could be.
We raided the relay station. Got Bat clear.
Where did he go?
He's up at the hideout.
I'm only asking one thing. When Rance Rankin comes here, I want to take care of him. I owe him something, and I'll pay him off.
Glad to see you got away, Bat.
I was just telling the boys how Rankin gunned me. Remember, Cliff?
I reckon it was an accident.
Well, did or you didn't he gun me?
I don't know. I had nothing to do with it.
Whose side are you on, Rankin's or ours?
Rankin's leading this outfit, and we ought to ride along with him.
Oh! Time up. I'm going to handle Rankin my own way. And if anybody don't like it, now's the time to say so.
Troop of cavalry riding up, and Rankin's with them.
Another double cross.
We'll give them a welcome.
When you hear the shooting, take the wagon to the ammunition cave and take the girl with you. Get to the pass.
The outlaws are bound to have a lookout. You go up friendly like.
I told you they'd shoot me.
I don't think so. What's the matter, Rankin? Afraid to prove your point?
No, I'm not. If you want to see me gun.
See what happens.
hope you're satisfied.
I'll tell you later.
Looking for someone?
Yes.
Dad, look! Tulsa. Ann's driving that wagon.
I'm gonna stop that wagon.
Jim and Ann were on that wagon.
Are Rankin and back to have a final showdown? Is this another outlaw ambush? Don't fail to see A Trap for Geronimo, Chapter 14 of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Jim forces Rankin to help attack the outlaw hideout. They are unaware that Ann is a captive there. Now the girl makes a desperate attempt to escape.
I'm gonna stop that wagon.
Jim and Ann were on that wagon.
start investigating that blast, we can get out of here.
Sis, how'd you ever get in that wagon?
I'll tell you about it later. Frank, you're hurt.
That's fine.
You'd better take her home.
The outlaws are retreating.
We'll trail them.
We'll ride the getaway trail. Head for the cave.
They must have gone farther up the canyon. We'll keep after them.
We can get them before they find a way out.
Corporal, spread out and cover the camp. Detail a man to bring up our horses.
I'll go this way.
What happened?
Bat's trying to take over. I spoke up for you.
Bat's digging himself an early grave.
They're gonna hole up in the cave.
You go there and tell him the cavalry released you.
Bat wouldn't believe that.
I don't care whether he does or not. I want you to get him out of that cave.
Then what?
I'll take care of the rest of it. We'd better head for that secret exit before Scott and the others come back.
No sign of them varmints.
Must have some secret getaway. Let's check with the troopers.
Now go tell them that we're gone.
I figured they was trying to give us a chance.
Well, tell that to Rankin. Now get going before my trigger finger slips. This is your finish, Rankin.
Shoot him, Cliff.
Take his gun. Now get in there and tell the men I'm still running this outfit. Any comment, Dar?
I can help Cliff convince the men.
Tell them Bat is convinced. Now get out of sight. Those shots may bring Scott and the soldiers.
Three shots. They came from the other side of the ridge.
Some shooting.
I ran into a mountain lion. He was looking for trouble.
Sounded more like a gun battle.
It was for a few minutes.
You didn't see anything of them outlaws?
Did you?
Nope.
They must have crawled into a hole.
Well, we're wasting time. Let's pull out of here before some Indians show up.
Corporal, round up your men and return to camp. I'm on back, Rankin.
They're not up to some treachery.
Perico says he has a message for Jim. I think he's telling the truth.
Here comes Jim now.
I bring message from War Chief Geronimo.
Geronimo agreed to talk peace?
Geronimo say he talked. He said Jim Scott come with one man to Skeleton Canyon.
When?
Tomorrow when sun high in the sky.
We may finally reach peace with the Apaches.
That's the best thing that could happen to this territory. I'd be more than glad to go with you.
Well, thanks, Rankin, but I'm taking Tulsa.
Well, you can certainly count on my support.
Tell Geronimo I'll be there. Rico eat with us?
Must ride far. Take message to Geronimo.
Well, I must get back to Three Oaks.
Monho!
I don't like Rankin riding away with Perico.
There's nothing he can do now. Geronimo has given his word. He'll keep it.
The Indians may be setting an ambush for you.
I'll have to take that chance if I'm to get my job done.
We can talk about it over dinner.
Did you have any trouble?
Not much. With Bat gone, they fell in line. You got any orders for us?
I'll go along with you and give them myself. I'll get my horse. Bat almost talked you into trouble. Next time, I'm not going to save you. A leader should know what's going on. I do. If I didn't, you'd all be run out of this territory within a week.
How do you mean?
I mean Geronimo's going to talk peace. If the Indians work with the cavalry instead of against them, our days are numbered.
Why don't we make sure there ain't any peace talk?
Scott's meeting Geronimo in Skeleton Canyon tomorrow. We're going to attend that meeting.
Huh. We ain't invited, but we go.
And when we get there, we take care of those who want peace.
It's noon, Jim. Sure this is the right place?
Rico said Skeleton Canyon. And he meant it. Where's Geronimo?
He sent message.
Geronimo gave his word he'd be here.
We see first the trail is free of treachery.
I gave my word there would only be two of us.
Geronimo come tomorrow, and sun is high.
the cavalry. I'll trail the outlaws.
Rankin and his outlaws be finally trapped? Or will he be able to make a successful escape? For the smashing climax, see Peace Treaty, the final chapter of Son of Geronimo, at this theater next week. Rico has arranged a peace meeting between Jim and the Apaches. Rankin orders his outlaws to attack the group, knowing that Jim will be blamed.
You make big mistake to kill son of Geronimo.
You made a bigger one setting up that peace powwow between Jim Scott and your father.
You send outlaws to kill braves.
I had to protect my interests.
Someday Geronimo will learn the truth.
I'll tell him I saw Jim Scott shoot you.
You're going to tell him a lot of things, Rankin. I gave you plenty of rope, knowing sooner or later you'd get tangled in it.
I still have enough rope left to slip the noose.
Drop gun.
Why should I? This one's loaded. That rifle isn't. Over here.
We follow. Maybe catch him.
You won't get very far with only one gun.
We try.
I'll never give up trying until Rankin and his outlaws are driven from this tree forever.
Perico help.
I've waited a long time to hear you say that, Perico.
Many moons ago, you tell Perico all white men not bad. Perico know now. You speak words of truth.
Where are you going?
To my father's camp. Tell Geronimo who real enemy.
Looks like Scott and that Indian didn't follow us. I reckon we can take it easy now.
That's where you're wrong. Jim Scott's got the law behind him. If that son of Geronimo gets his father out of hiding, we'll have 1,000 Indians after our scalps.
What'll we do?
We'll head for Three Oaks, split up the loot and keep going.
What about the boys at the Snake River cabin?
We'll let them take care of Geronimo.
My heart is full of hatred for this Rankin. Many braves have paid with their lives for his treachery.
Why you not speak of this before?
Because I was blind to his lies and false promises. I'm no longer worthy to be an Apache.
Geronimo will decide that.
I would give my life to right the wrong I have done.
If you have brought peace to our tribe, you can be forgiven. Tell me of this man Rankin.
Once Rankin took me to the camp of his outlaws. It is in a hidden canyon. He promised me guns, bullets, and food if I would fight with him. When we captured some wagons, Rankin and his men took them from us. They let us do the fighting, and he took the spoils of war. Then one day, his treachery was revealed to me. Some soldiers suddenly attacked at our camp. They shot down our braves before they could defend themselves. It was Jim Scott who showed me they weren't cavalrymen. They were Rankin's outlaws.
I warned you of the white man's treachery. Now your eyes are open.
They were opened by Jim Scott. He saved my life at the risk of his own.
And what does Jim Scott want in return?
Only that there be peace between his people and ours.
I am grateful to this white man for saving Perico's life.
Then you will help?
No.
Even to avenge the death of our braves and restore honor to our tribe?
That is the test of Jim Scott's friendship. Let him deal with Rankin. If he succeeds, perhaps Geronimo will come forward to accept the white man's hand of peace.
Looks deserted.
Well, I figured Rankin wouldn't be fool enough to show up at his own place.
I had an idea he might risk it.
Guess we got our answer.
It's the right answer. Let's look things over.
Take cover. Rankin must
You know, all right.
Sounds like 5 of them.
Yeah, and another one on the way.
Keep me covered. I'll see who it is. We know Rankin's holed up at Three Oaks. How many others are with him?
You'll find out. They'll be along soon and get me out of this.
You're not that important. Rankin knows the trails are being watched. I've warned the settlements to be on the lookout for him. This time, the game's over.
It is for me, but not for Rankin.
What do you mean?
The trails are being watched for a party of horsemen. Rankin plans to take over the next stage. Load his stolen loot aboard and keep going.
When's the next stage due at Three Oaks?
In about an hour.
Keep an eye on him, man. Mount up, we're riding.
Climb down.
I got him.
Keep things under control. I'm going after Rankin.
Well, we got 3 of them.
I wonder how many more of them's up there.
I don't know. Keep things under control, he said. Then goes off gallivanting around. Leaves us here to do all the dirty work.
Knife saved me, Perico.
Knife belongs to Rankin now. Perico used it to pay debt to you.
And the war between us is over?
I bring message. When the morning sun is high, Geronimo will be waiting in Skeleton Canyon.
I apologize for keeping you waiting.
You, a soldier?
Captain Scott, United States Cavalry.
I knowed you were military first time I seed you.
This white man trick. Soldier not welcome here.
My mission is peaceful. I bear no arms.
Man without gun bears no ill will.
Why you come to Apache country?
I was sent here by the Great White Father in Washington to locate you. He wishes to discuss peace terms between our people.
This mean I surrender?
I promise you safe conduct. Afterwards, you will be returned to your own people.
For a long time, I hear such false words from lips of white man. But Geronimo hide like animal from those who promise friendship.
All that can be changed. I ask only that you trust me.
Geronimo not trust soldier.
He more than soldier. He Jim Scott, who saved Perico's life. I trust him.
Son of Geronimo has spoken. Apaches will lay down arms and surrender to Jim Scott.
Not surrender, Geronimo. Join. Together we will lead the way to a better understanding. A lasting brotherhood.